Stay on tour next year. Lexi Thompson, so close here last year. This for Eagle at 7. And Allie Ewing at the 9th, the winner in the rain in Cincinnati earlier this season. Is the tee at the 9th, hits the stick, hits the flag. She could roll that in, and playing with her is the Spaniard Carlota Segunda.
A lot have been close quite a few times this year, but hasn't quite put it all together. But not surprised to see her get off to a hot start today as well.
Last week in Japan, Scotland's Gemma Dryborough for par at the 8th.
Fighting a little bit of jet lag.
This will be a left to right breaking putt. Solid stroke, and she's been really good on the putting green so far this morning.
It's been the part of the game for Jody that can make the big difference. Yeah, there's some confidence with the putter at the moment.
Probably wants to get this hole high, a little breeze into her.
Yeah, she's done that. That's a good look. Similar to where Brooke was putting from.
She's got a huge mound in front of her, then it's going to land on a downslope that's going to kick it to the right. Going to try to send this to the hole.
Oh, it's so hard to make solid contact on that, Karen. How good was that?
It was so good. I wasn't sure she could get it that close. So.
Tiffany Chan from Hong Kong makes her home in Las Vegas. This is her 7th hole of the day, the 16th. And you saw 122 in the race to the CME Globe. Top 100 keep their cards come Sunday night.
This would be a spectacular up and down. Kind of a tough one to read, putting up in a flat area on this very undulating green.
So how deep can our little mini leaderboard go here? We got a 7-way tie for the lead now. Looks second.
There hasn't been much sun in the last day and a half here, so I think that'll help dry out the golf course as well for the weekend. And there's that big ridge I was talking about in the middle of the 10th. It's about 20 yards deep into the green. That is an ideal play from Brooke.
With a birdie chance here. Pretty steady front nine. One drop shot at the 4th, and now a birdie at 11 to get it back to even for this opening.
A moment ago, Jarena Mendoza, you see, she's number 104 in the CME points list, Morgan.
Yeah, knows that she's got to put together a few solid rounds here to keep her card for next season, and off to a really good start.
2 in the race to the CME Globe.
Whole location today, only 3 paces off of the left, but all players taking dead aim, I'd have to imagine, here this week, Grant.
As the tie for first keeps growing. They grow.
This is Emily Pedersen on the tee at the 15th, which is playing as the hardest hole on the golf course. We haven't had a birdie here yet today. We might have one here. Might have a hole in one. Lovely shot there from the Dane. It's been a really mixed.
And the other par 3, Ayaka Budaway missed the green. This for par. There'd be some years where she'd be contending for Rookie of the Year, but that's already been settled. Taya Titakun. Here is Esther Henselite at the 18th.
It's got a bit of movement to the left. It's a good looking roll.
Really nicely done. It just came through that fringe so smoothly there. Wonderful putt from Allie Ewing.
12th, Matilda Castron for birdie.
Should have just a bit of left to right break in this putt. Beautifully done.
We're going to go down to 63 in the CME points to determine our top 60 for next week. This for birdie. She's second on tour in scoring average, but she hasn't played enough rounds to qualify to win.
She's got the face wide open, trying to carry it all the way down to the bottom tier. Take that big slope out of play. Oh. What a shot. Wow.
I guess you don't need luck when you've got that much skill. At the 10th, Jennifer Kupcho for birdie. After a bit of a tough start. That will help. 3 wins for Jennifer Kupcho this year.
Sure did. Whole location on the left side. Wind is a little bit off the right now and into.
There was no Lamborghini that year, Karen.
That has to be a bit disappointing when other years people get Lamborghinis.
She can only see the top half of the flagstick.
Yeah, they've only used this whole location once before. It was in the 3rd round in 2020.
And that was an 8-iron. Pretty nicely struck.
Yeah, Morgan remembered it well. She had a lovely shot in there with her victory in Japan. Hyo-Joo Kim at the 13th. 13 has played as a difficult hole here in the past year. They've moved the tee up, and it obviously plays a lot easier, but when it's all...
Right movement, slightly downhill. Great opportunity for a bounce-back birdie. She just, yeah, too tentative.
Lived not too far away from here in Bradenton for the early part of her professional career. Now lives in the Orlando area, so is used to these sort of Florida-like conditions.
And this to join the leaders at 4 under. But about half of those in the top 10 on the leaderboard needing to move into the top 100 this week.
She has 147 to the flag. Little breeze against off the left a little bit.
Yeah, safely 23 on the card, and it can be very tricky. Now, Paula Rito's 2nd.
Same exact number, Tom. 147 to the flag.
Kind of the same shot there, Angela. You have to say she's been playing well, but not necessarily knocking on the door for a victory.
Jelena Mendoza, can she ground out a 5? She does, so just drops 1.
I think she probably learned a thing from Kupcho. I mean, not the same line, but similar direction.
Pretty good run. Oh, she's drained it.
It's awesome. That was a great putt.
I heard what you did there. Izzy Gapser over on the 9th. You can see she's at the top of the leaderboard. She's been on a run of birdies 3 in a row coming towards the end of her round. And will she make it 4 birdies in a row to finish? And the second shot for Ali Ewing.
Got a bit of a downslope, ball above her feet. From 163, this is 7-iron. This one going on a draw, just left of the hole. Should catch the green. There's a slope there, might bring it back closer to the hole.
Yeah, there are a couple, aren't there, on this green? Certainly long. It's pretty steep as you get towards the back of this green. You feel like the ball could meander its way towards the hole today.
To next week are getting a lot of practice.
Carlota Segunda's 2nd at 13.
There's just a 9-iron for Carlota. Does drive the ball a long way and gives her a big advantage.
Yeah.
Be able to do shots like that.
This is Hyo-Joo Kim at the 14th, her 3rd at the par 5. Great year for Hyo-Joo. A win at the Lotte Championship. We told you her scoring average 69.4 for the season.
Izzy Gapser for a birdie at the 9th. 4th year on the LPGA. Never finished better than tied for 17th.
Breeze is picking up a little bit.
Not surprising, Angela. Only about 50% of the field has hit this green in regulation today. And considering it's quite a large green, but just a small area where the hole location is.
But get into the CME Group Tour Championship next week as well. Great opening day.
Here's Kupcho at the 12th.
That was an 8-iron. Looks good.
Oh, nearly great.
Why do they call it One Tree Island?
There's one tree. Hyo-Joo Kim for birdie.
Wonder if you see any porpoises while you're out there on One Tree Island.
Going with the putter, which I think is smart here because, yeah, that was well played. She didn't have much room to land on the green, so I thought putter was probably pretty smart there.
Now Jody Ewart Shadow 2nd at the 13th.
Coming off a slight downhill lie. That was a 6-iron, struck very well.
Yeah, it's going to be in good shape, and it will leave Jody a chance to get to 3 under.
Nearly hold her tee shot. Now Kupcho for birdie. So a birdie at the 10th.
Almost like eerily calm, Kay, after the storm yesterday.
This also just a slightly downhill lie. That was an 8-iron. Coming in a little lower than normal.
Oh, yeah.
What an advantage to come into this hole with an 8-iron.
Coming towards the end of her round. Is she going to finish it off with something special? Let's see. Yes, and that should lead to a birdie. Some moment to go, finishing her day. And finishing it off with a nice birdie.
Quality iron shots. This for her 4th birdie today.
Yeah, just caught enough of that left side of the hole.
I think if the conditions had been drier, she would have got a lot closer to the green. But this one, 46, pitching into an upslope.
Save par at 15. Keep this really good round going. Yeah, stays at 5 under par.
At the 14th, Carlota Segunda's 3rd.
Perfectly flat lie. Green is elevated above her.
That'll be for birdie to get her to 5 under par.
Yeah, she has 169 to the hole. Same thing with soft conditions. Just throw that ball right at the flag. There's a little bit of an upslope in the screen.
It's going to get a little bit closer.
Wind is certainly moving from right to left on that hole, but not really enough to push it too far.
She goes for nearly every one of them.
Lauren Stevenson going well. Dropped a shot at 8, which is a very difficult hole. Chance to finish with a birdie here on the closing hole for this group.
To the 9th.
Yeah, so the tee shot from Lauren Stevenson. This is for 3 birdies in the last 4 holes. Yeah, well done. So she is in at 4 under par and projected to 60.
Watch her television debut.
13.
Jimmy Driver is 3rd from the bunker.
She had some slope that she could work with. Kind of a downslope out of that bunker. That's well played. It's a good shot out of that blank. You might be able to just about see the very top of it, but it's when you're hitting to a blind green because of the bunker and the large slope that's in the front there. You have to really buy in on your yardage.
Yeah, she's done that.
Moment ago, at the 12th, with a Lamborghini on the line for an ace, Elena Sharp.
Carlota Segunda for a birdie to tie the lead.
Well, she's been rolling her ball really well today, Tom. Made some good putts already. And this is another good-looking one.
Yeah, that was very well done indeed. Winner earlier this year on the Ladies European Tour. Similar to the one we saw Carlota Segunda hole. At the 13th, Maria Fassi for birdie. This one's tracking. Yes, great speed there from Fassi. Take a look at our top tracer technology here for you at Shadow's tee shot at the par 3 15th.
Yeah, going with the hybrid.
Looks like a good line. Yeah, she took it over that big mound. Hyoju Kim with a 2nd to the 17th. A very narrow green at 17.
Third, Karen.
Well, the tee shot went left and stuck behind some of those little small pine trees and could only really pitch out to here. That was from 78 yards and almost still made a birdie.
How about the 11th first-time winner this season on the LPGA Tour?
I know this would be a seriously good one. Very patient par 2 it would be from having to pitch out from the trees.
Real.
Nicely done.
How satisfying are those?
Oh, and that was just a really solid, confident stroke. I mean, aggressive.
Hyoju Kim for birdie. Good chance for a birdie here. Had 14 birdies already. And there's another one.
Eagle putt for Maria Fassi to take the lead. Leapfrog those 3 at 6 under. Once again this year, playing with Stacey Lewis at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational seemed to put a charge into Maria.
Gap wedge, Tom, from 111. A little bit downwind.
Oh yeah, nicely done. You can't go long here. That bunker behind the hole is.
As we've seen, putts especially that are down green. Hyoju left her putt short from a similar line not too long ago. Oh, beautiful.
Oh, yes.
Making it look pretty easy today.
Just one dropped shot. She made an eagle at the 7th.
Just rifled a 6-iron in here.
Okay, one over.
Waiting to try and get a putt to drop there in these last few holes.
There wasn't a hint of disappointment for her. I think she really felt like that was a big stepping stone to be in contention at a major.
LPGA rookie Gina Kim, 3rd at the par 5, 14th. She'll have that for birdie to get to 2 under.
As an amateur, she won the US Women's Amateur Championship, got her name on that very beautiful trophy that yours is on, Morgan.
Yeah, it is a beautiful trophy, and that was a big win for Sophia. I expect Jennifer to take dead aim here. She's a very aggressive player, certainly a fantastic ball striker.
Well, she nearly made ace at the 12th. It's fooled a few people, hasn't it?
Yeah, it just looks like maybe a touch of a tug. She uses the claw grip to try and avoid that, avoid the right hand.
Opens up that back left hole location. Plenty of green to work with. You just don't want to go over.
Oh,
That's the big no-no, and she almost did, didn't she?
she was close there, Kay.
After the terrific approach at 16, Jennifer Kupcho for birdie to get back to even par. Right. And a beautiful look at what Carlota Saganda sees here.
Well, she's only got 107 left. The drive was really aggressive. Lucky that the ground was soft to get it to stop before going into the penalty area. But this is a good-looking shot, spinning back.
Welcome back, Brittany Lincecum from this area. Now a mother of 2 and her first start back since giving birth to baby Sophia. And we noted that Lamborghini Urus has room for 2 car seats in the back.
Just gonna have to make sure it doesn't have too much juice on it here, Kay.
Brought the trajectory down, and it was right on line.
Here it comes.
That'll do.
Go ahead and go in.
Just the right amount of juice.
Yeah. Brittany Lincecum, 3rd hole of the day. This for birdie at the 12th.
And we talked about Brittany being not far from here. She does a lot with the first tee here in St. Pete and has a charity event every January that really has changed the first tee here. It's always a nice treat when you can just drive to an event. It doesn't happen all that often. This is usually such a difficult hole, but I think with the green being a good bit softer, typically the ball would land much firmer and release to that back collection area. It just makes it.
Second shot here, 17. Also clicking the fingers, you can't go long. Ooh, careful, careful. She's going to have a birdie putt. That bunker there at the back is so steep.
This was her 4th official victory last year, along with the gold medal from winning the Olympic competition in Tokyo.
Trying to figure out that balance. When I talked to her in Arkansas, she's just looked at me. She's like, it's all mental, which it all is when it comes down to it. All of these players really have tremendous abilities.
Continue the first time a winner theme. Vibora, Kupcho, Leona, right here in Florida. Not too far away, actually. Down in Fort Myers.
And that is tracking on a really good line. Caught the hole. She won't know because there's a big mound on the right side of the hole, so she'll have no idea. Yes, Maria Farsi. aggressive second shot for Nelly Corder at 11. She's got this for birdie. Yeah, early stages of her round.